Hey everyone, it's Ryan. I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be comparing my Super II pickups in this and comparing that to a dual sound pickups. Jerry Garcia used dual sound pickups up until 1983, according to online sources and the Grateful Dead musicians book that came out, and then switched over to Super IIs. But what I haven't found online is any sort of comparison that was done. So I'm very interested to learn what the difference is in the tone. This pickup is pretty damn bright, and on paper this is supposed to be a little bit more dull. These pickups, the stock pickups in the Paul Reed Smith, these are 8515s. They're pretty dark. So what I'm thinking is, I don't have any electronics yet. I'm still sort of researching the JCF preamp, and I'm waiting for a bunch of parts to come in so I can build a walled electronics with TCP1. So I'm going to build both to see. That's just a buffer. The JCF preamp is a buffer and a treble boost. I think the treble boost is going to be useful with the PRS pickups and possibly with the dual sound, because this is supposed to be a little bit darker. Maybe it's a better match, maybe not. So what I am going to do is I've been doing a bunch of reading on Jerry Garcia's tone and basically his twin reverb settings. I don't have a twin reverb. I have this deluxe reverb, but I think the best candidate for this tone chasing is the Dual Professional. Dual Professional is just like, I don't know, it's such a fun amp. I have a love-hate relationship with it because it is so responsive. There's no global negative feedback, and it's still clean. It's just engineering marvel. But the tones, so I found some Jerry Garcia like tone settings. So the treble is almost at 10, it's at 9. The bass is around 1, maybe even off, and then the mid's around 6. So I think on the last video I've had some issues with my recording setup through my Boss WAZA Tube Amp. So what I am going to try to do is eliminate everything, all the variables as possible. The Dual Professional has been running for about an hour and a half now, so it's pretty stable. And the same thing with the Boss WAZA Tube Amp Expander. I don't want to introduce any sort of variables, such as tubes warming up or, sort of temperature swings. And my recording setup is a lot better now. I apologize for the tone in my first video of this being a little sterile, but I've sort of dug in and loaded a different impulse response for the V30s that are in the Dual Professional loaded. So now it sounds a lot more like to the room, in my opinion, as it does on my recordings. So that's sort of a welcomed thing. I spent a lot of time in the mornings trying to dial that up. So also I want to thank everyone who's been very supportive and welcoming me to the Deadhead musicians tone chasing groups. Brian B, shout out to you. You've been amazing to work with and just to shoot ideas off of for the past year and a half. That was well before I started chasing into this sort of thing. But what else? I was welcomed into the Grateful Dead musicians Facebook group, and that's been a very warm welcome. I was kind of skeptical about how a Paul Reed Smith guitar, big John Mayer fan, big Dumble fan, how that would be received in the Jerry Garcia tone chasing group, and it seems everyone's been pretty cool. A lot of DMs, a lot of direct messages asking certain questions, very good questions, and I'm really happy to be there. It seems like there's a mutual interest in learning about my direction on this guitar, as there are some folks that are also interested in learning. This, to me, is a big learning thing. So I mentioned in the last video, John Mayer used, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure, he used vintage dual sound pickups in his, I'm going to call it the Super Eagle 3 from 2019, earlier this year. I'm kind of curious to see, tomorrow is October 31st, and if anyone's been paying attention to the Dead & Company, they're doing their fall fun run. I am not, unfortunately, able to go to any of the shows, not because I can't make it, It's just the scalpers got to the tickets before I could, and Madison Square Garden is pretty expensive, all the things around that. So if there's anyone out there who's going to the show and has a great camera, please take many pictures for me. Reach out to me directly at my website, thetonegeek.com, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want to do. But I'm highly interested in learning about the tone so I can make even better videos for you guys trying to explain what's going on. But yeah, if anyone's going to the show, please do send me some pictures. Would love to learn that way and hear how the show was. But anyway, I'm going to start by playing a few songs, a few riffs from the beginnings of a couple songs that are well known, and my interpretation of them. So hopefully they're pretty close to how Jerry would do it, or John Mayer, whatever. Let's go Jerry, and we'll go from there. So my setup again, dual professional, directly into the Boss WAZA Tube Amp Expander with a Celestion open back official V30 Impulse Response loaded, and that's recorded on my Mac, this time using GarageBand, not QuickTime. Hopefully it sounds better. that's my comparison video for my Psuedo-Eagle and the two pickups, the Super 2s and the Dual Sounds. That was a new old stock Dual Sound from the 70s, which is really cool. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I have my thoughts and opinions on which one I like better, but I want to know what you guys think too. And I can't wait to review and put the video together because it actually helps me hearing through the clips myself. So there's the Super Eagle. If anyone's going to the Dead & Company Fall Fun Run dates, wherever it is, I'm in Connecticut, but you know they're not playing too far away, Madison Square Garden. Let me know if you're going to be there, and I'm not going to be there, unfortunately, that I know of. Just couldn't get tickets. Didn't work out. But, you know, maybe I heard that Renee Martinez retired, right? So I don't know how to be qualified for that sort of job, but I built those by hand. I don't know what you need to be qualified for, and I got a good backline. So, in a pinch, John, I'd love to submit my resume to you. Anyway, I hope you guys are having fun. Thank you all for the warm welcome, especially to the Dead & Company, or the Grateful Dead musicians channel, blah, and all that fun stuff. Looking forward to the next adventure.